So, in honor of this May 4th, I wanted to break out the Clone Army one last time before I move into my new home in just a few months. It's been about 8 months since the last Army update, and it's grown so much I had to go to the Lego store and buy at least 10 new gray base plates. And the sad thing is, I still don't think I'm going to be able to fit everything in the Clone Army video on the new base plates and the old ones. That's how much the Army has grown. Now, in that time, I've actually bought Shock Troopers Plain P2, a couple of more 501st and 212. So the Army has grown substantially and will be quite different. So I thought, why not this May 4th? Let's go ahead and take a look at every single clone trooper in the Army and see how much it's grown. Now, before we continue, I do want to announce that I am contributing this Army digitally to BrickzZ's official Clone Army campaign, where he's getting together a ton of folks around the community to build this collaborative clone army, which is pretty unique. Now, transporting all these clones to a actual location where we're all going to get together is going to be pretty challenging, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it, but at the very least wanted to contribute this digitally, so hopefully Brickley that helps. Now, in addition to the bags of clones here and a couple off screen, I actually already got to work. I have quite a few base plates here that are primarily contributing of the jetpack troopers, and then we also have the regular 501st, some of the new plain P2, and the 212th in what are about 21 base plates right here. So I got those all squared away. All that's next to do is get all these opened onto these base plates and do a little more behind the scenes work, but I'm probably going to have to lay all the base plates around this area. Last time it was on my mock building table, and this time the Army is so big I can't fit it on there anymore. So it's probably going to be going on the ground right below my table right here, just to get the sheer sense of scale, but I'm going to get to work right now. Now hold on, before I show you this massive clone army, I'm giving away a free Ultimate Collector Series Venator, brand new sealed, on my next Whatnot show. If you guys didn't know, I'm moving out. In a very short couple of months, I'm going to be hosting a giveaway for the Venator on Whatnot. You can sign up with my link down below to get $15 off your first purchase. It does support the channel as well. I'm going to be hosting a huge moving out sale of everything Lego Star Wars, including a Venator giveaway. No purchase is necessary. All you have to do is have a Whatnot account and be there in the show. I'll link my show down below as well to make sure you bookmark and save it. Don't miss it, but let's get back to the video. Guys, I'm not kidding. Literally days later, 15 new gray base plates purchased, and here we are. 5,205 clone troopers in the Army. All entirely official Lego Star Wars clone troopers, no customs, no nothing. Everything's completely official. To give you guys perspective, I'm currently about 15 feet away from the base plates using one of my sports photography lenses because this Army is so big, and I'm really excited to not only have this and see it all for the first time, but share with you guys exactly how many of each type there are. So for your guys' reference, on each of these large gray base plates, there's 140 clone troopers. It's 10 in the front by 14 rows deep. There are some base plates that don't quite have all of the clone troopers like filled in. So for example, this back base plate right there, the front row wasn't getting all the attention, so there are some missing, but for the most part, each of these gray base plates you see is 140 clone troopers. So I guess to start us off, we can just go ahead and go left to right and go through each of the base plates. So up first here in the front left corner, we have 3 base plates, 1 in the front, in the middle, and then 1 in the back. Now these have the new plain phase 2 clone troopers. Now there are more throughout the Army. Like I said, I don't have enough to finish a complete full base plate, but in total there are 504 of these plain P2 throughout the entire Army. I think in terms of where the rest are, it's all the way back there, just to give you guys some reference. Now behind them we have our 501st officers. Now in terms of how many we have here, there's about 233, so there's 140 on that gray base plate, and then where the other ones are, oh god, if I could remember correctly, they're all the way back there. I don't know if you guys can see the officers with the antenna on the back right base plate, but that's kind of where the rest are at. Now, behind them, we have our only base plate of the 187th Troopers. So these are the ones from the Republic fighter tank, which is now retired. I unfortunately didn't get a ton of these, but we have 128 of the plain regular P2. And then moving up towards the front here, we have a full gray base plate, so 140 of the 501st Jetpack Troopers. Now, once again, there are more in the back base plate right over there. Army's kind of spread out. Next time I do this, I'll probably do it a little bit better. But in terms of how many, we have 230, which is pretty cool. I actually love the 501st Troopers jetpack versions. I think they're one of the most underrated clones, so super happy to have those in the Army. Now behind them, so basically the next 2 rows, so all these base plates right here going back, and then this whole next row, including the base plate all the way in the back, are the 501st Troopers from the 2020 battle pack, so the ones that are normal and not with the helmet holes. This by far is the largest part of the army. There are 1,500 of them. There's a couple sprinkled throughout the rest of the army, specifically in the back, few base plates over there, but mostly the bulk of them are kind of along this center path, and then that last base plate all the way in the back. So 1,500 is without a doubt the largest army contribution of any specific type of clone trooper, which is pretty cool to see. Now next then we have 4 base plates of the 501st Heavy Troopers. Now these are from the newer battle pack that came out, I believe, last year, and there's 2 of them included in each battle pack. We have 693 of these. Again, some of them are scattered throughout the entire army. This was a figure that I kind of contemplated army building. In hindsight, I probably would have much rather go for like a more plain P2, because this is definitely more of a specialist figure, but nonetheless I still think it's really cool to see, especially with the visor. It adds something different to the army, which is always really, really nice. Now going on here, we have 3 base plates right here in the middle. These are the 501st Specialist Troopers. Again, these are available in the 501st Battle Pack, the same one as the Heavy, and we have 447 of them, primarily in these 3 main gray base plates, and then a few scattered throughout the rest of the army. Right in front of them here, we have the 212th, and this starts kind of the second largest bulk of the entire army. There's about 6 to 7 full gray base plates of 212th Troopers. We have in total 1,002, so just a little bit over 1,000. The bulk of them are in these gray base plates right here, and then quite a few in that front line of the next base plate right there. The rest of the army is kind of discombobulated and not as sort of unified. So for example, you'll see essentially the rainbow on this base plate right here. We have shock troopers behind there. We don't have a ton. There are more coming in. Unfortunately, they didn't come in time for the video, but there's 56 of them. Behind them, we have the 187th Airborne Troopers. We only have 63 of them, so not anything crazy. Outside of that, there are these base plates on the sides. Now these were the excess army that I didn't really have a ton of room for. The column's actually blocking that, so let me rearrange real fast. Now on the sides here, there are some 32 by 32 gray base plates. Now I didn't have the larger 48s anymore, and I also couldn't fit them. As you can see, there's no room on the sides or in the back for any more at this point, but there's a handful of different types of troopers. We'll work our way front to back. So in the beginning here, we have some of our phase 1 commanders from the blister pack. We have about 30 of them, followed by 60 of the clone troopers. So I essentially got 30 of the blister packs right there. Now behind them, we have a relic from the past. We have some of the OG realistic phase 2 troopers from the turbo tank microfighter. I only have about 17 of these. They're kind of expensive, and I honestly wouldn't mind selling them to get more army figures for the collection. But anyways, behind them next we have another big bulk of our army. These are the phase 1 realistic clone troopers from the Jedi and Clone Troopers battle pack back when I was building an Axis. There's 175 of them, so definitely not a small number. And then last but not least, behind them we have some of our AAT 332nd troopers. These are not the new ones from the battle pack. I've yet to make a big order of those, so without the helmet holes, for those of you wondering, and I have about 56 of them. But that pretty much goes over the entire army, and I gotta be honest, this is awesome. This is like a childhood dream come true, seeing all these clone troopers lined up. But more importantly, I'm excited to see where this army continues to go. I'm basically wanting to slowly build through this over time. Like I said, I have more of the shock troopers coming in from an overseas delivery, and then who knows what other clone troopers Lego's going to continue putting out. Maybe we'll see other cool legions that I'll undoubtedly army build. But in terms of what I'm doing next personally, like I said, more shock troopers are on the way, which is good. So that should be about 3 full gray base plates of them, which would be awesome. And then I'm really going to go crazy on the phase 2 from the new battle pack. I love the plain phase 2. I think they're absolutely essential to any army you're building, and they're so widely used that it makes it super easy to kind of just buy a lot and have an excuse, because obviously that's why we're here. Why responsibly spend your money. Now, before we end the video, I know some of you might be asking, how did I get this army? How can I build this army? What do I suggest? So quick disclaimer, I've been building up this collection for the past 5 or 6 years, slowly but surely. Obviously, once I graduated school, landed myself jobs, and I was able to responsibly set aside some money each time I got paid just for a hobby. People have different things they enjoy, and I've been using money responsibly, even though it might not look like it, but it does take time. And so if you're looking to do something like this, if you want to do it like all in one go, it's going to cost you tens of thousands of dollars. But if you set realistic goals for yourself, if you do a couple a month, maybe 10, 15, 20 clone troopers each month, that'll slowly add up, and you'll see that compound account. Give yourself like 10 years of collecting consistently, and you'll be pretty surprised at how many clones you actually get. I am actually teaming up with my friend Brickley to contribute to his community clone project, which is super cool. He's getting folks like me, like him, like you guys watching this video to make their clone army videos, share it on social medias, tag us, and we're all kind of contributing digitally to a huge community clone army, which is super unique. So I'm more than happy to contribute my end of it. Hopefully, Brickley, this helps us move the needle a little bit, but I hope you guys enjoy. Drop a like, and I'll see you later. Take it easy. Peace.